What's up, guys? ZFarls here, and it is time for the Super Bowl 51 promo, complete with new players, sets, solos, and packs. So one quick pro tip before you get started is over from the Mutt channel. Make sure you log in every day during the Super Bowl 51 week, and that is the tip. You cannot miss out on that. Now, let's go on over to Mutthead and see what items are available. You can see them all in the right side here. You click View All, and you'll get a full-on list. Now, I've gone and picked out 10 to 15 of my favorites, and I think that they'll help you the most, give you some, number one, real inexpensive guys to look for, maybe some salary cap guys to look for, and then we'll review the top best new, we got a couple new legends it looks like, and we'll break those guys down as well. So starting out, one guy I think you guys should take a look at is Luis Vasquez. He's always a guy that I like because he's heavily weighted towards pass blocking with 94 strength and 91 run block. Now, he doesn't do much else, but he's going to be very inexpensive, and he's 29 salary cap, which is decently high, but he, if you just want to focus on passing the ball, could be your guy. Another guy they dropped was Levine Toilolo. He's 6'8". We've shown him before, but he gets a new Super Bowl version, and he is up to 81 strength. Basically, what you're looking for is 87 spectacular catch at 6'8". You just got to get him in your lineup, see if he does anything spectacular in the red zone when you throw a high point. Maybe he won't jump because he's so tall, but those are the things you need to look for in this promo. Justin Hardy, they tried to sneak in. He's a receiver with 92 catch in traffic. Now, he only has 88 speed, but they gave away, I think there's a Julian Edelman that you can play 10 games with. I mean, this guy's faster than the Edelman. He doesn't have the route running in any way, but the catch in traffic, you have a Hopkins in your lineup. He's all of a sudden, this guy's all of a sudden at a 94. Catch in traffic, he's got a chain mover. Just a guy to keep an eye on maybe for salary cap at that 30. Chris Matthews, we all remember him. I called on him because he's 6'5", and he has 91 spectacular catch. So if you can't afford, Mike Evans, you can't afford some other guys. Obviously, those guys are going to have better catch in traffic, better route running. This is his weakness. But at 89 speed, 33 cap with 91 spec, Chris Matthews could fit a specific role on your lineup. But if you're looking for pure speed, I put this guy up there with Tyreek Hill, Brandon Cooks, that Cordero Patterson that a lot of people are forgetting about. Mike Wallace, I think his price will come down, but he's 94 speed with 94 spec on a Wallace. Not super tall, but he's got good acceleration. Doesn't have the route running and doesn't have the catch in traffic, just one deep threat. But he's a guy, if you come up with, that's some decent speed that could maybe beat some people deep. Now, we're going to get into some of my favorites here. Keanu Neal, we called attention to him previously. He has 92 speed, 92 agility. He's a strong safety, and he has 91 zone, 92 play rec. So I love guys with speed, play rec, and zone, that combination. Plus, he has 94 hit power with 80 strength. This guy's going to be one of the better options at strong safety if you don't want to go full-on legend. But I think a lot of people are aware of this guy, so maybe now his one previous version becomes a little less expensive. He only has the big hitter there. So I would keep an eye on his price. I think now that this guy's out there, if you don't want to go for that Cam Chancellor, you don't want to get the, Paul Krause still, people say, plays the best in the game for what they want to do, but I wouldn't sleep on this Keanu Neal. I think he's going to do some things pretty nicely. In a similar fashion, this Tevin Coleman has been a budget back all season long, starting with his, 81 team of the week, and then he had his 89, then he had his 91, so he's now up to a 94. When you get a lot of items in Ultimate Team, you know what happens. You start to get some really good ratings. 93 speed, 94 excel, 87 elusive, 89 truck. So he has route runner chemistry at halfback, so that's pretty cool. Double route runner, pretty unique chemistry for a halfback. I really wish he was at 90 on truck or 90 on elusive, but he's not, so maybe that's a small thing. He has spin moves at that 90 precision level, because once you get the 90 on a move set, you go up. So this Tevin Coleman has some possibilities. I like that he has the route running. I like his speed and his just general progression from being a good version early. I am a little concerned about the truck and elusive not being at 90 unless you can get it over there, but I don't believe route running will do that. So we'd have to then have motivator Derrick Henry in the lineup to get him over 89, and then you're already spending too much there. So keep an eye out for Tevin Coleman if that is your thing. Now at the tackle, we have our first legend here. I believe it's Eric Williams, the right tackle. 94 strength, 95 95 run block, 90 pass block with 93 impact, 68 speed, but he does have 81 acceleration. I like this guy. If you need a good run blocker who's got really strong strength, at right tackle though, you're going to then play you can't play Zach Strief, who gives, +2. But if you were to play the Strief, who's going to give you the boost, you get this guy to 97, then you could sub guys in and out. He doesn't have secure pass blocker, so we'd have to see if he gets chemistry changed through the milestones. But I just think I like his on paper stats, but the secure pass blocker seems to be the way a lot of people are going, and he doesn't have it, so we'd have to see if he gets upgraded to it. James Harrison. So remember the last James Harrison that came out? It was this playoffs one right here, and I liked it a lot. I said he was slower, but he had great strength. Look at this guy. 94 strength, 95 power move, 94 hit power, 92 play rec, 95 block shed. I mean, that's Clowney style 95 block shed. That's huge. That's without +2 block shed from one of the tackles in there. So you could get this guy easily up to 97. Now he's not fully chemistryed out yet. He just has the 2. And yes, he is a little bit slow and he's a little bit short. But as just an edge lockdown defender, 94 strength without any boosts, 95 block shed without any boosts, the play rec over 90, also the hit power. I'm liking this James Harrison. If I may not go out and get him, as I have the Tamba Hali, who's somewhat similar, not as good, but does give the play rec boost in this role. I would give him a shot though, and just see if he forces fumbles. If he does, this guy's going to be good in the ground game, and he may be worth looking at if his price comes down a little bit, because he's not going to be that flashy without the speed or the height. Now Russell Wilson, I believe, is the most mobile quarterback in the game. He's right up there with the Randall Cunningham. He's right up there with the Terrell Pryor. But I think this Russell Wilson, in the Derek Carr's pretty good too. What I saw at Madden Bowl, though, was just Russell Wilson able to scramble, escape the pocket. He has conductor, which the Cunningham doesn't. And this version has 91 speed. That's really fast for the quarterback position. I believe that's one faster than Cap, or right on pace with Kaepernick, who's also super mobile. Now he's a little shorter, so some people say that that's a big deal, but look how many versions there are of Russell Wilson, where my head is, and you can easily see why he is so good at this point in the season. 92 throw power, that's as low as I would possibly go. 93 short, 93 mid, and then 88 deep. But he can throw on the run. The 88 deep's a little questionable, but I believe he'll make most of the throws you need him to make. Plus the 91 speed is huge with 93 agility and 92 acceleration. That's halfback level stuff right there. So as long as he doesn't fumble, hangs onto the ball, and lets you get out of the pocket, this Wilson, I expect to see. Now he's 60 cap, so that's a huge time investment. I think you're going to see more people go there and Rodgers still. But really notice the speed on that Wilson, and he still has conductor. And then we'll see what else he gets from milestones at quarterback. That hurts a little bit that he doesn't have anything else, but at least then you won't have to pay for it in salary cap. Bob Sanders, the strong safety, he gets a new version here. His 91 was pretty solid. He's up to 93 speed. Now he's only 5'8". 5'8". Some people out there believe those defenders that just aren't that tall just don't play that well. I haven't had that case happen to me yet, but 93 play rec, 93 speed with 95 acceleration at strong safety. With 95 hit power, Harrison Smith's going to get him to 97 and 91 zone coverage. Now, he can't really play man, but that's not why you're picking him up. So really the question on Bob Sanders is the height. He's got the big hitter. That could give you a little bit more boost. He would party with your Khalil Mack here. He'd party with your Jadeveon Clowney out of Team of the Year. I don't see any reason not to try Bob Sanders and just see if he can play and maybe drop him in the box. 94 pursuit. This is a ground game guy. He's going to stop the run. He should be fine in the pass, but just, some people fear the height. Some people fear the height. They want the DRC out there instead of the Chris Harris. Is it true? Is it not true? We'll be testing out games on youtube.com/ZFarls, on Twitch to see if he can for sure lock up. Mike Singletary is a guy who has gotten a few items here. You just see his main base legend down there. And his base legend's a little bit shorter. He's a little bit slower. But what he does have is great strength, great hip power, and great block shed. Mike Singletary forced a lot of fumbles for me, and I took him out of the lineup without really saying thank you to him at all. I benched this guy pretty quickly, and it wasn't for performance. It was just that so many other middle linebackers came out that I just said, Mike, on paper, you don't show that you have the speed. You're at 84. I got to play my guy who's 88 at this point. And the Urlacher did force more fumbles for me, but this Singletary with 95 hip power, 97 with Harrison Smith, 91 block shed, 90 strength, 92 pursuit, good zone coverage at 83, and 94 play rec, There's a lot of options at middle linebacker out there. He's got field general ×2, which is nice. That'll boost up some speed a little bit. So, look, he's not the tallest, but he's more of the run stuff. If you can't stop the run and you get James Harrison and Mike Singletary in your lineup, you're going to be doing much, much better, just instantly off the ball without having to really do a lot in the Bob Sanders. Like, if you're going in on this, if you're logging in every day, you're able to pull a couple of these defenders. Like, this is a run stuff style defense if I've ever seen it. So they did, corners were huge in Team of the Year. This seems to be linebackers and run stuff guys for me. So I like Singletary. I would give him a shot. I wouldn't user him. I would see if he can make some plays. And if he can force some hit sticks in the run game, I might keep him. Julio finally gets an item. A lot of people have been waiting for this Julio. They've been asking for a Julio. They've been needing a Julio. Deep threat ×2, Atlanta ×2. I'm not sold on the Atlanta. I'd have to look more into that. But the deep threat, it's the other best thing besides route running. Route running, though, he's only at 91. You want to see him at 96. You want to get him to 93, and then you want to give him route run so he can maybe get to 96. He's not going to get there with this one. He does have 93 speed, though. 95 spec, and Julio's a guy that really, really specs. Similar to Moss, like he's almost over spectacularly catches. He has 93 catch in traffic without Hopkins in the lineup. No playmaker on Julio. That hurts a little bit. 48 cap. He's probably not going to be a cap guy because that's pretty high for the lack of route running. But if you're just looking to build a beast of a squad, and you need a 93 speed Julio with 95 spec and 93 catch in traffic, like those are the things he's going to do well. You want to go downfield, like this guy's going to tear it up. He's going to tear it up. I'm trying to figure out, where would I put him in my specific lineup, because I would use the Moss where he is. I would use a guy who's one speed faster for just straight speed, and I would use just a better route runner for route running. So maybe he could do it all, but we got to see where he's going to go and if he's going to play like that Moss does. Julio, though, good to see him get another item, and we'll see what the milestone brings for him, potentially. Reggie White, new legend, I believe. 85 speed, 92 strength, 96 power move, 93 finesse move. You're telling me before any boosts are applied, you have 96 power move, which is 98 with a motivator. He's got pass rush and 93 finesse and 90 play rec. 87 excel, so he's like not slow. Like they didn't put him at 80, 85, 80 speed, 85 excel. And he can stop the run with 92 block shed, 92 strength, pre-boosts. That's like Leonard Williams, J.J. Watt level at the start. Crazy. We look at the Terrell Suggs. He's a linebacker. He's got similar speed, similar excel, good hit power, good pass rush moves. He's a guy that you could work with in this area. He's got the good power move as well. So maybe keep an eye on him, see if that causes his price to drop. I think you can get them in similar roles. I would play Reggie White at defensive tackle. I would slide him in. I would compare him to the Howie Long, and I would slide him in, and I'd keep Vic Beasley on the outside. Or I would probably have, say, my best forward guys right now are Team of the Year Mac at end, Beasley at one of the D tackle spots, White at the other D tackle spot, and then either Lawrence Taylor or just somebody in that fourth end spot that's a linebacker who you can cross man and use for speed. So whether that's Sean Taylor, who's not a pass rusher, but if you're going to be manning him up, or Landon Collins, or I would only really be rushing 3 on the D-line, and I'd always be dropping the 4th guy, and the 4th guy would be my fastest guy, who's usually not going to be your best pass rusher, except if it's Vic Beasley. So those are some things I would utilize, and that's kind of how I've been lining up my defensive line. I think Reggie White could definitely go inside. I'd compare him and see if he gets in better than the Howie Long, and he should. For no reason, he just should. He's got the ratings. Marcus Allen comes back, and you'll see him right here. He's got 98 overall, 94 speed, 92 agility, 93 excel. He's got 94 elusive and 90 truck. Marcus Allen's a guy, he's been in last year, and he played pretty well for people when he was in there. You compare him to the Ezekiel Elliott Team of the Year, who has 93 speed, so he's one faster there. Big time question is this guy going to hang onto the rock? David Johnson came out, Team of the Year, probably the most dynamic in the game, 98 overall. Does amazing things, could fumble, tends to fumble. So what's that going to be? What's the trait down on the Allen? He fights for extra yards, yes, and he covers the ball against medium hitters. So we got to see how that plays out on the field. Does have a high motor, and you love to see him fight for extra yards. 73 strength. I mean, if you look at the Adrian Peterson compared to this guy, Peterson has more strength and more truck, but he's also known to fumble the ball as well. So to me, that's the most important thing, because a lot of these backs are right in that 93 speed, 94 speed range, right in that agility, excel range. He doesn't have, extreme agility like Le'Veon Bell or LaShawn McCoy, so he's not that type. I like that his elusive is higher than his truck. That's a big thing for me. And he's got way more truck than the Elliott, who actually plays really well, breaks a lot of tackles, auto for me. Pretty good route running. We got to see where this guy comes in at. If this guy's $1 million, that could be a deal breaker. But if he hangs onto the rock, there's nothing more valuable. He's not battle ready. He's energized. So that's not really the current meta of how people play. But if he breaks big runs, maybe he needs that energizer boost that he'll get from energize. So that's pretty much it, guys. The other piece, one more note I would say, is that we'll be out in Houston for Madden Bowl. So leave a like if you're going to check it out. I believe, Deion Sanders codes are pretty much done. I think I have 1 or 2 left that I'll post on Twitter just as we move on from that. I think it's a Emmitt Smith. Stay tuned to the official handle. I'm not sure. But for those of you guys watching Madden Bowl that are participating in the chat and participating on Twitter, have your rewards open, have your stuff updated, ready. I believe there is Emmitt Smiths going on for people that can attend in Houston. I posted an Eventbrite link. Hopefully you guys can stop in, and if you're in the area, and grab yourselves a Emmitt Smith. So that'll be the halfback, I believe, that I read. So just confirm on that. But until next time, guys, this is ZFarls. Hoping you enjoy your Super Bowl program. Don't forget to log in to Madden Ultimate Team every day. Keep an eye out for all the content. We'll break down anything. Questions in the comments, you're more than welcome to leave them. And until next time, guys, lock up.